First Officer Spock had it easy. The Vulcan from the Star Trek series didn't have to deal with the ethical decision-making process as we do. He operated in the realm of logic and reason. Imagine a world where ethical dilemmas were judged purely on fact and logic, without the influence of feelings or emotions. It might make for a cold-hearted world, but maybe Spock was onto something. We non-Vulcans interpret the world and events around us almost exclusively through feelings. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All are interpreted in the affective area of our minds. You could say that sometimes we feel too much. Let's face it, there are times when we feel more ethical than other times. Some days we're on top of the world, and other times we feel like our world is on top of us. Our goal in making sense of ethical situations is to come down somewhere in the middle where we maintain a healthy balance between logic and feelings in an ethical crisis. First, ethics is not just a feeling. You may feel strongly about an ethical topic, but those feelings are rooted in a principle somewhere. Ethics is a system of right and wrong based on moral absolutes. Absolutes are absolute. There might not be a lot of room for feelings. In fact, the more you rely on feelings, the more conflict you'll have following these moral absolutes and principles. Herein lies the problem. How can emotional creatures like us live in a world of moral absolutes? The term feeling is to be persuaded of something on the basis of intuition, emotion, or other indefinite grounds. The word logical means reasoning, or capable of reasoning in a clear and consistent manner. Think about the messages you hear from our culture and media about feelings. Trust in your feelings, follow your heart, do what you think is right. When someone cuts you off on the highway, what does your heart tell you to do? If you're like most people, your heart, at the moment, tells you to return the favor and add a little something extra to make you feel better. Hardly something Spock would approve of. The fact is, following your heart and doing what you feel is right may steer you in the wrong direction. To illustrate this, imagine a world where everyone followed his or her heart. Rather than a world of peace and harmony and self-satisfaction, there would be utter chaos, and you'd be clamoring to catch the first starship to Spock's home planet. But here on Earth, we have the problem of balancing how we feel about a situation and following the moral absolute behind it. In facing an ethical dilemma, first learn to size up the situation on the basis of the facts you know. Second, look hard beneath the surface to discover the moral absolutes that apply. Count the costs. This is where the Spock-like analytical process takes place. With this logical piece out of the way, you can then move on to the feeling part. Now, go ahead and trust your heart. Search deep inside and listen to your gut feelings about the situation. You need to do this, especially if there's no clear-cut right or wrong answer to the ethical problem. This is what humans do best, and it's time to make it work to our advantage. But the problem is that most of us do these steps in the wrong order. Unfortunately, we react emotionally and then are stuck defending our position to the end. Being able to make this process work shows a high level of maturity, courage, and intelligence. Truly brilliant leaders have become masters of balancing logic, principles, and emotion. Employees who do this rise to the top of their profession. The world is full of people who live from day to day on feelings and not convictions. Anyone can wake up in the morning and go through life making easy choices based on what feels good. Realizing your full potential is not necessarily about what makes you feel good today, but what will sustain your work and life for the years to come. Feelings may be here for today, but principles will see you through tomorrow. Being a bit Vulcan, pointy ears and all, certainly might help with daily ethical decisions. But thriving in your job requires a healthy balance between managing your emotions and basing them on ethical principles. Of course, we could certainly use a little bit more Vulcans on the highway.